Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I feel like it's been so long since I sat here and talked with you guys, so I decided to go ahead and do a postpartum update. I'll officially be 6 months of postpartum in like 2 days. Where did the time go? My daughter is 6 months old. I can't believe it. Time just flew, and I just want to share with you guys some of the things that I've gone through for the first 6 months postpartum. And if you are postpartum and if you're dealing with stuff, hopefully some of the things that I've went through and overcame can help you as well. But I have written everything down. I wanted to do monthly updates, but unfortunately that didn't happen. I'm just going to squeeze the first 6 months postpartum into this video, so it probably will be long. You might want to grab a snack, you might not. We'll see where it goes. So let's go ahead and get started. I'm just gonna dive right in. So with breastfeeding, I just want to talk about breastfeeding with you guys because that is a very big topic and I get a lot of questions about this, and I'll probably do a separate video on breastfeeding and breast milk production, all that stuff. Right after birth, my daughter latched on my breast beautifully. She didn't have any issues with breastfeeding, and I didn't have any issues. There wasn't any pain. It's like she knew what she was doing. And I know that a lot of people tell you guys how to breastfeed. This is how you do it. You seek advice and all this stuff, but honestly, I didn't want anyone telling me what to do and how to do it, how to breastfeed, or like give me direction on what to do unless I felt like I needed it. Because I had my son, and I kind of felt like with my whole breastfeeding journey with my son, I had too many people telling me what to do, and I just felt so overwhelmed that I just didn't like my journey at all. I didn't want anyone telling me what to do or how to breastfeed my daughter because I didn't want to be confused, or I didn't want it to feel unnatural. So what I did is I just got my baby and I got in the position that I felt was comfortable for me, and she just latched on. I think the key thing there is confidence. I was confident in the way I was holding my baby. I was confident that my baby would drink the milk, and I wasn't nervous. I wasn't anxious. I didn't have any of those feelings at all. I was just confident that this girl was going to drink my milk. And then 2-3 weeks after that, I started on lactation cookies, which really helped produce a lot of milk for me. One of the tips that I want to give you guys is to just get comfortable, do what's comfortable for you, get in a comfortable position, and nobody knows what's comfortable for you. Nobody knows a technique that is perfect for you because everybody's body is different. Everybody's like arms are different. You know, we're built differently. Obviously, after you give birth, you're super exhausted, you're tired. It's really important to have someone there with you and the baby so you're not feeling alone and you feel taken care of, you're feeling special and you feel important, and you know, you have that time for yourself, and you can have someone cook you a full meal so you can eat and kind of, you know, regenerate from the whole pregnancy journey and your birth and the sleepless nights that is about to come. So it's really nice to have someone with you for the first 2 weeks. So for me, I had my mom with me for the first 2 weeks, and it was amazing. It was beautiful. My whole experience was absolutely amazing. I mean, I don't know if you guys have seen my pregnancy updates, but my daughter was breech, and for the last like month of my pregnancy, I kid you not, I was stressing nonstop. I could not sleep. I was trying to flip my baby because my baby was breech, by the way. But then afterwards, it's been amazing. I know that a lot of people experience postpartum depression. I luckily did not experience that at all, and I think having someone around will help with minimizing the chance of you getting postpartum depression. Now I'm gonna get onto like some of the physical symptoms I was feeling after giving birth. I had sciatic nerve pain after I gave birth and also before I gave birth, but my sciatic nerve pain continued after birth for about 2 to 3 weeks, and then it just went away on its own. I didn't do any special exercise. I didn't do anything. breastfeeding, I think the main thing is just you just want to lay down, don't be on your feet too much, and rest as much as possible, because obviously you just gave birth. Your organs, your insides are kind of like shifting around, getting back to normal. So you just want to relax, let your body do its thing, and take it easy. I also experienced back pain because I had the epidural. It wasn't there, obviously, because your body is like numb for a while. My body was numb for a while. After, I want to say a month, I started noticing my back aching, and it was particularly around the injection site of the epidural. After I slowly started working out, I noticed that my back pain was going away. So let me actually touch base on the fact that I went for my 6-week checkup with my gynecologist. She cleared me on everything because I'm a very active person. I wanted to get back into working out as soon as possible, but I wanted to make sure that my body obviously was ready for it. So I was stretching and doing a lot of breathing exercises. And one of the programs that I actually purchased was the Nancy Anderson Ab Rehab course, and it's specifically designed for postpartum women who want to slowly get back into working out. And also it helps with diastasis recti, which is the separation of your abs. During pregnancy, as our stomach is growing, our abs kind of separate depending on how big you grow, and also like how strong your abs are. That helped me as well get back into it. And as I started working out a lot more and increasing the length of my workout and the types of cardio that I was doing, because as you progress in the program, you start working out for a longer period of time, you start incorporating like weights and cardio. So you slowly build up to that. My back started to ache because I really wasn't doing a lot of physical activity, because right in the morning when I'd wake up, I'd feel like a little achiness in my back, and then anytime throughout the day, it would be aching here and there, like if I would be standing, cooking, or if I would lay down, like if I would start to lay down, then I would feel like my back starting to hurt. But after I started working out and started doing cardio, started to stretch and stuff, I think with all the circulation and all the stuff that I was doing, it actually helped my back, and then my back pain ended up going away after like 2-3 weeks. I started elongating my workouts, and after I started breathing a lot more deeply, I feel that is when it kind of subsided, like it went away on its own without any medication, massage, any of that. I definitely did not want any type of massage because I didn't want like it to aggravate or make it worse. So I didn't want anyone to like touch it or do anything. I kind of want to touch base on breastfeeding again, because if you are starting out with breastfeeding and everything is going good, your supply is good, I'm going to tell you right now, take lactation cookies ASAP, because you want to keep that supply up for as long as possible. So right after 2 to 3 weeks of breastfeeding, I went and I started ordering lactation cookies, because even though my supply was good, I was like, I want to stock up on milk. As I was breastfeeding, my milk would come down very forcefully and my daughter would choke on it. It was hard for me in the beginning because of that. If you're new, you're like, what do I do? Then this is what you should do. You should pump before you feed your daughter, because that way you kind of release the buildup of milk that you have. And then after you pump for about 5 minutes, then you want to go ahead and breastfeed, because that way your daughter or son won't choke on the forceful letdown, and it's a lot more pleasant. They're not going to drink a lot of milk all at once, and they won't be having an upset stomach or, you know, acid reflux. All that type of stuff happen when they drink milk too fast. Get lactation cookies, start on it as soon as possible. And if you are producing a lot of milk, pump beforehand, feed your baby, and then pump afterwards, and save up all the milk that you are producing. What I've been using is disposable Medela milk bags instead of the little bottles, because I've produced a lot of milk that I was like, I'm not gonna be having all these bottles in the freezer. So I just use the bags, and after I defrost it, I just throw it out. It's super easy, and you know, you can store a lot more that way versus the bottles. It takes up less space and it's a lot more convenient. I'm just gonna briefly talk about my daughter, her sleep and her schedule and all that stuff. With my son, I sleep trained him around 9 months, maybe 10 months, I'm not sure. But it was really hard for me to do that. And for those moms out there who sleep train, I know that it's hard. It's painful to watch your baby cry and cry and cry. With my daughter, I know for a fact that I don't have the emotional stability to go through with it. There's different ways you can sleep train your baby, obviously. There's different methods and you can look it up. But I know that there is one where you're rocking your baby until they're like kind of drowsy, and then you put them down and then let them go to sleep. So that's the method that I've been using. And I mean, I'm pretty sure all moms kind of use that method, right? Like right when they're about to fall asleep, you're like, okay, they're asleep, let's put them down. So, I mean, that's what I've been doing, and it's been working really great for me. In the beginning, I would feed my daughter about 3 times a night, sometimes more depending on whether she's going through a cluster feed or whatnot. So it all varies. The first 3 months were really tough because she was very gassy, and I remember I told you guys about her drinking a lot of milk and then she would have like acid reflux, or she would have really bad gas. It was just a lot of problems just because I had a lot of milk and I didn't know how to properly feed her. Once I figured out, okay, well, I need to pump first, then feed her, and then pump afterwards. That is what helped me, and that is what helped my daughter as well get the right feeding. She would wake up. She wouldn't really wake up, but she would kind of like make this grunting noise. I pick her up, she latches onto my breast, and she's dream feeding. That is what they call it. While they're sleeping, they're feeding. And right after she's done, she just like moves her head and she's like knocked out. And then I just put her right beside me, and it's perfect. So that's what I've been doing since like 3 months till now, and it's been working out great. So every time she grunts, I just pick her up, put her on my boob, and after that, after when she's done drinking, she just like sleeps and I put her down. She doesn't need a burp. I don't burp her. I don't like change her diaper. I don't do anything. She doesn't poop at night. Yeah, so it's been really good. 3 to 6 months, she's been waking up maybe, I wouldn't say waking up again. She just grunts maybe twice, sometimes once. Sometimes she doesn't even wake up. So it just depends on how much she's had in the daytime. If she's had a really good feeding, a really good meal, then, you know, she sleeps throughout the night. So it just depends. And if your baby is still waking up in the middle of the night, don't worry about it. It's totally fine. If you need sleep and if you can't take it, then just have someone on night watch. So have someone take night shift. That's what me and my husband call it, is a night shift. So have someone be on night shift. Have it be like either your mom, your mother-in-law, your friend. Have someone help you out. It's fine to ask for help. It's not easy to raise a baby. It's not easy, especially after you've gone through like so much, giving birth and like heartburn, body aches, all this stuff, and you're trying to like manage raising a baby and taking care of a baby. It's really hard. So don't be scared to ask for help. You are doing an amazing job. And now let's get into my menstrual cycle. I know it's TMI, but that is what this video is about, guys. It's about my postpartum journey, and my menstrual cycle is a part of it. So I started my regular cycle back at, I want to say 3 months. And so obviously after you give birth, you know, you're bleeding for a while. I bled for about a week and a half, and then after that there was nothing. So I know that some people bleed for a longer amount of time, and that's fine. Everyone's body is different. So I just bled for about a week and a half, and then after that I didn't start my period until like the 3rd month. And when I didn't start my period the month after, I was a little worried, and I talked to my doctor, and she said it's normal if you're breastfeeding because your body is producing an excess of prolactin, which, you know, causes your hormones not to ovulate, and then you don't obviously have your menstrual cycle. On the 3rd month, I just started my period, and I've been starting it regularly. And I know that sometimes it's on and off for some people, which I hear is really normal if you're breastfeeding. I haven't experienced it yet. So far, it's been normal, and yes, I am still breastfeeding, and I'm gonna continue breastfeeding for as long as I can. I haven't noticed any irregularities. That's a hard word to pronounce. Irregularities. So it's been happening every month, and it's been normal. My flow is pretty good. I don't experience a lot of pain, and it lasts me about 5 to 6 days, and it's been good. So that is what's been going on with that. Okay, as far as my weight loss journey goes and where I'm at postpartum, I know that this is a question that a lot of people may ask is, how much do you weigh now after your baby? Like, you know, what's going on? Like, are you back where you're at? And honestly, after giving birth and after having my son, I'm not really concerned about how much I weigh, the number per se. I am more focused on feeling healthy, looking healthy, and just feeling good and making sure that I'm producing milk, because I know that a lot of women who start exercising excessively and who cut down on certain foods or whatever, they actually notice that it affects their breast milk production. So I'm not like on a diet or anything. I'm not restricting anything. I am consuming a lot of greens. I am consuming a lot of fruits, dairy, poultry, meat, whatever you want to call it, fish. I'm consuming everything because I definitely don't want that to affect my breast milk production. I do try to minimize any type of fried foods, any processed foods, anything obviously that's going to make me lazy. As far as how much do I weigh, right now I'm about 151 pounds. Pre-pregnancy, I was 135, and then when I was pregnant, right before I gave birth, I was 166. I lost about 13 pounds from the start of my birth up until now. And I've been working out consistently, and like I said, I'm not on any type of mission to lose a certain amount of weight. Do I have a goal weight? Yes, I do, but right now that's not important to me. I think after I stop breastfeeding and stuff, I'll be a little bit more strict on what I eat and, you know, when I eat. And if you're hungry during breastfeeding, don't restrict yourself. Don't say no to foods. If you're hungry, eat it, because your body is wanting it for a reason. Your body needs it. I know that I talked to you guys about working out a little earlier, but I fully went back into working out about the 4th month postpartum. I just went back into working out. I was lifting weights. I was just doing everything normally. So that was 4 months. I just felt like my body was ready, and I felt like what with the ab rehab and with the, you know, postpartum types of workouts, I really didn't feel like I was getting a workout. I wasn't like getting out of breath. I didn't feel like I, you know, really worked out. So I just started doing my regular workouts. I started doing my weightlifting, and I have a little at-home gym now because of this whole pandemic. The gyms were closed, so I bought a little Stairmaster, and I get my cardio in through climbing the stairs. And I have like a little, some dumbbells, or what is that, a weight bar? I think that's what it's called, right? I should know this stuff. But yeah, a weight bar, and you know, I just do my workouts at home. I stretch at home. I do my meditations, breathing exercises, all that stuff. And I started doing everything regularly after my 4th month of postpartum. But then again, everybody's different. I was ready at month 4, but you may not be ready at month 4. You may not be ready even after like the 10th month of giving birth. Don't worry about it. If you're still not working out, if you're still not like that same person you were pre-pregnancy, it's totally fine. It takes time, you know, so don't beat yourself up over it. But I'm just telling you guys my journey and how it went for me. Now let's talk about hair loss. Okay, after 4 months postpartum, I noticed I was losing a lot of hair, okay? I was losing a lot of hair, and it happened for about 2 weeks. After 2 weeks, it just stopped. I went back to losing my hair normally pre-pregnancy, which wasn't a lot. It was like a good amount, but right now I'm not losing anything. I usually lose the hair when I'm in the shower, and after I get out of the shower, blow dry it, I still lose some hair, but then after that, it doesn't happen. I think one of the main culprits of hair loss is you know, being deficient in vitamins, being stressed, not having enough rest, not exercising. So these are some of the things that can actually increase your chances of hair loss and making it worse. So just make sure that you're getting enough rest and, you know, you're eating right and you're not as stressed. And like I said, guys, if you guys need help, just ask for help. It doesn't make you any less of a mom. It's okay. And if you don't have help, then hire help. It's okay. Don't worry about it. Your well-being, your health, your sanity is important for your baby, because your baby doesn't want you to be angry all the time and like sleep deprived. Trust me, your baby doesn't want you to do that. So it's okay to ask for help. And I've asked for help so many times. I even asked my husband, like, help me, or, you know, I even have someone helping me. It's okay. It doesn't make me any less of a mom, and it won't make anyone else less of a mom. It's totally fine. So I keep bringing that up because I know that there is like a standard or a bar that we set ourselves for. This is what it should be like when you're a mom. You need to be like this, you need to have this, you need to do this, but you know, forget that. Throw all that out of the window. There are no rules. There are no nothing. Like, you are you. Be the mom that you want to be. There is no set rules of what a mom should be like. It's okay. But we set our own standards, our own rules, you know, just throw that out of the window. If you need help, ask for help. But that is what my hair loss journey was. I'm actually going to do a separate video on what I did specifically, what I included in my diet, and, you know, some of the things that cause hair loss and why. I'll do a separate video on that. So stay tuned for that video as well. But yeah, I think I went over everything with you guys as far as my postpartum journey. If I missed anything out, or if you guys are curious about anything and I didn't mention it, just leave it in the comments below or message me. Follow me on all of my social media sites if you guys haven't. I have linked them down below. I hope this video was helpful and supportive for you guys. I really want you guys to know, if you're a new mom and you're going through it, you're gonna get over it really soon. It's not gonna be like this forever. I hope you guys love this video. I love you guys. Thumbs up.